so keep that in mind.
Yeah, hey, forget I asked. That'll definitely do.
Ew. Join the Discord.
It was the least fun I've ever had playing this game.
A small but vibrant and extremely humble community.
No, I've seen the sleeves, but I'm like, you said you're suiting up and then you put your sleeve on. Thank you for saying that.
Because I'm a demon on the keys.
Next thing I know, we're both dead. I immediately left the lobby.
In Vietnam.
What are they playing for? Are they playing to win?
Stay humble.
Stay humble.
We are live on the podcast, on the broadcast, on Twitch TV. Live from the Sahara Desert, or what certainly feels like it, this absolute oven, this death, well, okay.
It was only 81 today. What are you complaining about?
You know what I should do? I'm not kidding. I want to do this for you guys. I want to unironically get a thermometer.
Yeah,
and put it in my room. Can someone send us a thermometer, please? Exclamation point PO box in the chat. I think I have it on the buttons here. Someone fucking do it. Send me a goddamn thermometer to use in my room. And I'm going to show you guys, because you think this is a joke. You think it's funny, right? Cool. That's awesome. I'm going to get a thermometer and prove to you that my life, in more ways than one, is a living hell. Because it's just entirely too hot in here. And there are also demons in my mind. And there is, in fact, a demon on this chair. Welcome to the show. Episode number 136. My name is Casey, also known as Razanon. I am joined in the comfort of his air-conditioned studio, sponsored by his decrepit old grandmother, whom he is scamming. Tanner, how you doing, little buddy?
I'm great. I'm feeling fantastic. Air is set to 76. I'm chilling. I was actually cold earlier. I was cold earlier. I had to turn it up a little bit.
You were cold.
Yeah, it feels nice. Yeah, it feels great.
Interesting. Well, that, I must say, must be nice.
It is, for sure, yeah.
We're actually operating in such conditions that we've had to, in this studio, here in the studio, we've had to minimize the light and electrical output.
Really?
Or I'll die. Or I'll die. I have one less light on and then no floodlight this evening. It's entirely too hot in here.
You should turn off your second PC.
Well, that's the recording device. So I can't do that. But anyways,
yeah.
Welcome to the show, boys and girls. We've got a good amount to talk about today. What's super interesting was that Tanner said this is going to be a really light episode, and I already wrote all the notes. And guess what? It's not going to be a light episode, and he didn't write all the notes. So we're going to have an episode.
That's such fake news.
We're going to have an episode for which Tanner wrote some of the notes. So we have an amount to talk about this evening. Some of it I am pretty actually excited to get into. And some of it, of course, makes me mauled, as usual, of course. And then we got the gameplay breakdown at the end. Whose gameplay breakdown are we doing tonight, by the way? Do you know?
I don't know.
Do we have intel on that? I think we've got 2 or 3 queued up, so we're gonna do the most.
It is Sage Legacy.
All right, bet.
Yep.
So yeah, first in, first out there. So we're gonna be doing that right after the broadcast. But first, boys and girls, couple announcements. Welcome to our new gold patrons. Patreon.com/thedropshot, of course. Blake P, Mike K, Dingo. Okay. Low Cap. Now, Low Cap, let me be clear. This individual, I have his full name here, and I might dox him because he pisses me off. His name is Low Cap in game, of course. Some of you may know him. He scammed a number of you out of Twitch subs by saying he would stream and then didn't. We play with him sometimes. I've known him forever. Low Cap. And of course, he joined at the gold tier, doing just the absolute bare minimum fake friend.
Yeah, bare minimum.
Fake friend is what we mean when we say that. So low cap, fake friend. Rhino 1 through 3, change it. Don't get it, change it. And you have an emoji of what? Some guy. It's fucking it's Tim Pool. Some guy with a beanie on behind a laptop. Is a Tim Pool emoji, change it. And also change your name. But welcome. Minnesnoden.
Change it.
Absolutely change it. That's not even... Yeah. I don't know if you're trying to be cute or if you don't know the demonym for Minnesota, but change it either way because I hate it. Hunter H, Nick C, and young, very attractive Z-Pib. Our new gold patrons. Let's go, boys. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah.
Patreon.com/the Dropshot is the best way to support this program. You guys are helping with that. But you're not helping enough, and these people are helping more than you because they're better people than you. Fallen 772 Fallen. I wish he didn't upgrade to platinum, but he did because I had to read his name again now. So Fallen 772 Fallen, thanks for the upgrade from gold to platinum. Got that. You get locked in that extra bonus EP per month. And Max M. I like that name actually. I like that name. He's one of the
great name. Yeah.
He's one of my my kin. One of our kin, really. Max M upgrading from gold to platinum. Thanks, buddy. Much appreciated. And upgrading all the way to the top. Better than all of you whom I just listed. Panic Man Walters with the fucking upgrade to Damascus, dude. Let's go, buddy. Thank you very much, boys. Appreciate it. Patreon.com/the Dropshot. Best way to support the program. Best way for us and for you. On the topic of the Patreon, you may be a patron and you may have noticed that it is the 26th at the time of recording this. And there are 2 episodes out of 5
shit
on the internet. Now,
cutting it close.
Well, sort of. Here's what's interesting about that. We're not. Right. As we've always said, 5 a month, not 1 a week. So you've got a fat fucking load coming, boys. And that's the best thing. That's the best thing I could possibly say to you. I know your little ears perked up and maybe something else when I said that, right? So we got a lot of episodes coming. We are recording 2 tomorrow, the notes for which are done. We're going to hammer those out, and then we're going to do, of course, our Platinum Damascus written Q&A secret episode as well.
Super secret.
And those will all be out before the month is over. So just remember that. Keep that in mind. And just to let you guys know, we didn't forget or anything. Also, we've devised a new system, and we're going to talk about this more actually on Patreon, but we've devised a new system that we're hoping makes episodes closer to weekly rather than 5 a month. We'll see what happens, but
we said that about the last 6 months, but it's fine.
This is the first time we have a new system, though.
This is the first time we're in a new system.
Yeah, this is a new system.
We're still getting the kinks ironed out for sure.
This is season 2 reloaded of the Dropshot. We have a new system for the Patreon episodes. Those are the season 2 reloaded patch notes. Those are all the details you'll get, and that's still better than Infinity Ward. So just keep that in mind, but we'll talk more about that on the Patreon. So other than that, Tanner, any announcements?
I just want to remind you guys again, this is the last week of the month, meaning this Friday's Patreon hangout is the Eurofrog hangout. So it's at 1 p.m. Pacific. If you have a job, that's crazy, quit, because it's not at 7 p.m. this week. So Patreon hangout this Friday is at 1 p.m. And then on Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific as well, we have the live patron call-in, which is, of course, for Platinum and Damascus only. You get to call in, chat with us for a little bit, ask us a question. We'll just, vibe. That usually goes for about 2 hours.
That's That's a hard
yeah.
2 hour out.
It's a hard 2 hour. Yeah. If you're in there at the 2 hour mark and you're in the middle of a sentence, I'm ending the stream without saying anything to you. It's that simple.
I'm just
ending
pulling the plug on my computer.
So again, it happens every week, and we always fold and try to get everyone in there. There will be people that won't make it.
Yeah.
And so if it's your first time in there and I haven't seen you in there before, we're dragging you in first. If Bjorn is in there for the 6th time, he's staying in the channel and not coming in, right? Unless we need people.
Yeah. So how that's going to work is this. We're going to do first come, first served, unless you're a repeat customer, in which case we are going to prioritize people who have not been able to make any of the other ones, the earlier ones. And then, but all things being equal, we'll do first come, first serve. So try and get there in that channel as soon as you can. You guys just wait in the call-in waiting room in Discord. And then we drag you from there. So we'll do first come, first serve. And you guys can, you know, form your own fucking line. You guys are not civilized, so I doubt you're capable. But in theory, you could, and that would be nice. But anyway, yeah, we're going to be doing that. Calling it a Q&A is like sort of, it's like loosely what we structure it on, but it's more just kind of like chatting live, you know. We can ask questions, but if you just wanted to say something or whatever, doesn't really matter. But and we'll talk about that more when it comes. And then again, reminder, yes, Friday, 1 p.m. Last Friday of every month for the Patreon Hangouts, we do it in the afternoon, not in the evenings for the Eurofrogs. Last month for the Eurofrogs, we did Warzone Customs. I am going to not do that this month, probably. And I'm going to, not 100% settled yet, though. And I would implore you guys to come anyways, because you are underestimating how fun these Hangouts are when we don't play Warzone. In fact, Warzone is the least fun thing I've ever done at a Hangout. Actually. Warzone Customs fucking suck. Because Warzone sucks.
They're fun at times, but just vibing is more fun, I think.
Yeah, for
sure.
On a serious note, yeah, they're usually pretty fun, the Warzone Customs, but I have even more fun when we're not doing that. So either way, if you're a Eurofrog, stop by 1 p.m. Pacific. I think that's 7 or 8 London time. But you guys can figure it the fuck out. Move. That's my main piece of advice. Move
west for sure.
Move to and then we'll figure that out. So that's the last Friday of the month, which is this Friday, and then same with the call-ins on Saturday. Also, the Gunfight Tournament Discord channel is now up. It's available in the Discord. Join the fucking Discord, of course. In the Patreon Lounge category. Go there, find the pin message. And then you can see Goat or Tanner pinned a message in there that has the document, which lists like everything, like the rules, the setting, how to apply, all that shit, blah, blah, blah. So if you want to participate, join the Discord, go there, find the pin message. There are many people who are just looking for teams right now. So if you want to play, but you don't have any teammates, that is fine. I dare say that's the entire fucking point. Because then you can look for a team, you can play with someone you've never spoken to before, and then fast forward 5 years, you're the best man at each other's weddings. We make friendships, we make lasting friendships, we build communities here. So if you don't have teammates, totally fine. You can come find one, because many people are looking for teammates. And
yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And how this gunfight tournament is gonna work, which is on a date. It's on the document. Ask Goat. I don't know. But I'll be there. How it's gonna work is each team captain is gonna be streaming, and Tanner and I in the studio are gonna have a directory of all of those links, and we're just gonna pop between broadcasters, excuse me, to watch the action and codcast it. So we might pop into fucking L's team, and then, you know, once L dies, so we won't be there long, we'll go to someone else's stream, watch that way, and then we'll also do some analysis, looking at the bracket. It's going to be like a whole fucking event. So you guys have heard of the World Series of Warzone coming up, right? So that's going to be a cute, quaint, low rent, low budget barn house event compared to the
Dope.
absolute production that we're going to put on for the Dropshot Rebirth Island Warzone Mini Royale Invitational. The inaugural. It's going to be a big deal. I'm going to be wearing a European cut tailored suit with an Italian leather belt, of course.
You are fake news.
And
I'll throw on the suit. I don't give a damn.
Tanner will be, I mean, I don't think he owns a suit, and if he does, it's certainly not tailored because he's a river rat, which we
got it. When was the last time you wore that suit?
I bought 3 suits. I've worn one once to Michael's wedding, and that's it. And by the time I need to wear them again,
you don't think that was a waste of your not hard-earned money?
50 pounds, and they won't fit.
Yeah, they already don't fit, I'm sure. You should try one on right now.
It's possible. It's possible. I'm a little fat boy.
How about for the Patreon hangout this Friday, we have you try on your suits, and we'll see if they fit.
Yeah, ask me when it's not June, and then maybe I'll take you up on that.
Dude, it's barely hot. June. You're in for a treat, buddy. Next week, it's going to be like 88. It's only going to get worse.
You know what's crazy, Tanner? Is I've lived here for 29 years. I've seen a summer or two.
You lived somewhere else. You lived other places for a bit.
I lived in fucking Glendale, dude. Just as hot there.
Yikes, why would you live in Glendale? What?
Because we were poor, Tanner.
Is that where you lived?
We were
oh my
poor.
God, that's
Eagle
disgusting.
Rock, technically, I think. Eagle Rock?
Well, change it. Eagle Rock is just broke Pasadena.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's awful. Just a dog shit town. And if you're from Eagle Rock, once again, move.
Yes, absolutely.
We did, and we're better for it, but it's still entirely too hot. So, anyways, how dare you? Is my point.
Got it.
So anyway, yeah, gunfight tournament. Join the Discord. Join the fucking Discord, of course. See it in the channel. Whatever. That's going to be really fun, actually. And then other than that, yeah, I think. Anything else besides that question that you asked me?
No.
Where you asked if I think?
I don't think so. Nope, that's it.
Cool.
I think we're good.
All fucking right. So, believe it or not too many announcements today. And we got through those relatively quickly by the Dropshot of Call of Duty podcast standards, certainly. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of shit cooking right now, but nothing worthy of an announcement yet. So, don't worry. If you're thinking these announcements were short, just means they're going to be extra long later. So stay mad. Stay mad about it. But, other than that, Mitch Kochka, the 1,000 bits, dude. Let's go. Brother, thank you. Much appreciated. Mitch, honored, humbled, and privileged. Very kind of you, sir. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. A lot of king shit tonight, dude. King shit. Thank you, Mitch. Love you. Appreciate you. If you're listening for the jingle, boys and girls, it's playing right now.
Is it playing?
It's playing, bud.
Nice. That's dope.
True, Slivo. Slivovitz with the 10 gifted. Wear a suit in your room for like 5 minutes. It'll be soaked in sweat and tears. True. Absolutely true. Also, Sliv with the 10 gifted subs, dude. Sliv the woodworker, the Dalish elf. I'm playing Dragon Age. They do woodworking. It doesn't matter. Sliv, thank you, dude, for the 10 gifted. Very fucking kind. Good to have you around, buddy. I really fucking appreciate it, dude. That is a lot of scratch, as the kids say. That is very generous. Slivovitz, I love you. I appreciate you. 10 gifted, dude. Nuts. For a total of 75. What a god. What a fucking god. Slivovitz, thank you, dude. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Really hope you're doing well. All right. First order of business is playlist updates. Okay, so before that, I guess That's okay. Cold War free access May 27th to June 1st. So, you know what, Tanner? I have a question.
Oh.
Let's say you're a Warzone player and you do not own Cold War.
Yeah.
But your FFAR is platinum because you play Warzone and you're a meta slave.
Yeah.
Let's say free access happens and you go level up other guns for Cold War on your free access account that's like level 250. I guess that weapon XP would count toward like Warzone, right?
I would imagine, because every time they have the free access in Cold War, which they've done a lot, by the way, there are people that are like there are people that are a high rank, because it shows who the free access players are. It has like a little icon next to their name loading into the lobby, and they're always like high rank. So that must be what people do. Just level up their Cold War or their Warzone guns and then fucking bounce.
Which is actually really smart. I barely just thought of this idea, but if you guys play Warzone and you don't own Cold War, which I think probably applies to a lot of you, but you want to level guns and not play fucking plunder till you gouge your own eyeballs out, take advantage of this free access, because they always have Nuketown 24/7. I find that this is faster for me to level guns in. The only faster way is to play like solos and like do contracts. But sometimes it's not faster because you die, you know? So,
in Plunder, you said?
No, in like solos.
Oh.
I don't even know if Plunder is faster than like Nuketown, honestly.
I feel like you level up guns really slow in Cold War. That's what it feels like to me.
Interesting.
I mean, if you have a Cronus go play Cold War, you'll level up your guns real fast. But, yeah, I still think the best is popping double XP going into Plunder. I don't even do contracts in Plunder anymore. I just land hot, and you get in gunfights the entire game. Storage Town is the hot spot. There's 20 people landing there the entire game. If you die, doesn't matter. You'll respawn at the same spot, land again, and start killing people. So yeah, I think that's the best way to do it.
Interesting. Well, that may be the case. Either way, Cold War free access May 27th to June 1st. Multiplayer and Outbreak, which is the zombies mode, will be available. Also, double XP is live in Cold War from the 28th at 10 a.m. Pacific time to the 31st at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And that's only Cold War, I believe, not Warzone.
Correct.
Yeah.
Only Cold War.
And then in Cold War as well this week, Rambo's gun game, which is probably just gun game. With crossbows and slings and arrows and shit. Snipers only mosh pit. Stay the fuck away. 3v3 gunfight. Die Hardpoint, which we're going to get into a little bit. Standoff 24/7 and 12v12 mosh pit, which we're also going to get into a little bit. All right. So now on the patch notes. We're going to do a very thorough review of the new Cold War stuff. But I thought it would be good to very briefly mention our thoughts on all of this new Cold War shit. 12s, Die Hardpoint, the new maps, etc. So that we're going to kind of skim over these, because on the Patreon this month, we're going to go into like a lot of detail on all this. But we'll talk about it a little bit. So first of all, in no particular order, 12v12 is insanely fun. It is the best mode in Cold War, and it's the most fun I've ever had playing this game. I think this specifically I mentioned on Saturday during Q&A. But I think it bears repeating. 12s is just the wave. And I really
it's so much
hope
fun.
It's permanent.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I really hope it's permanent.
Yeah, we don't know yet if it's going to be permanent or not from what I've heard. So
we don't. Yeah.
Hopefully it sticks.
I agree. So anyway, yeah, that's awesome. We have, as I said, a lot more to say on that, but try 12s. If you haven't played Cold War in a while, everything they've done to Cold War has made it better. I expect our next State of the Game address to be a lot different than our last one.
For sure. Yeah, they haven't really done anything bad to Cold War, honestly, in like a few months. It's all been good, which is great to see.
Yeah, it has.
It's been getting a lot better.
a lot better. So, I mean, COD 2021 is almost out, unfortunately, but it has been getting a lot better. So that's one thing. Also, multi-team elimination, which some people are probably clickbaiting you guys on by saying Cold War BR.
Blackout 2.0 is probably what they're saying.
Blackout 2.0, yeah. Stop the cap. It's not that at all. It is multi-team elimination. It's fundamentally different. It's shit, by the way. Tanner and I tried this. We tried all the new shit. This was the worst thing we played that day, that afternoon. It's not very fun. The main problem it has is the lack of loot. But there are other issues too, for sure. But the most annoying thing was you have the most advantage when you just died and you're dropping in with nothing, because at least you have 2 plates. Because you're never gonna find plates; they don't exist. Which
plates
is just
are hard
very
to find.
weird.
Yeah,
it's just very.
They're
weird
hard to find
to me. Yeah. What did you think of this mode?
So we had trouble finding loot early game, but also I feel like we landed at the worst spot on the map the few times we played this mode, because towards the end, as the gas starts coming in, I'm not entirely sure how it works, but it sure seemed like chests start spawning in the safe areas as the game goes on. So you're constantly getting new chests to loot, because towards the end they were all over the place. I mean, they were so easy to find. Actually, I felt like there were too many of them. For being end game, they were all over the place. But at the beginning, yeah, we never found any. But I do think that's part of just where we dropped. So,
you know what I think it is? It's like in Warzone, for example, the loot density is like in buildings. But in fucking multi-team, there's boxes in the forest.
That's like, where most of them are. They're just by trees. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the wave.
I mean, it's like it's like all the fire team modes. They're all like that. It's out in the middle of nowhere.
I guess so. Yeah. I just literally land in a random fucking spot where there's no buildings, and you'll have, a loadout basically. Yeah. So.
True.
Anyway, we'll have more to say on that. Standoff is a map. It's a carbon copy of the original, and it plays pretty well. It plays way better than like Express does, for example. Even though Express is close to a carbon copy, it's awful in Cold War. Now, to be fair, I haven't played it since snipers got nerfed, and that was a meaningful nerf, which we'll talk about in a second. But Standoff, in any case, plays quite well, I would say. It felt good, and it felt just like it used to.
Yeah, Standoff felt great. I had a lot of fun playing it as well.
Sniper nerfs were pretty fucking well done. I'm as shocked as you are to hear those words flying out of my mouth, but it's true. I think snipers are still too good, but they're not nearly as busted as they used to be, because the flinch that they added is meaningful again. It'll actually cause you to miss shots. I was using a sniper for probably, how long we play? 3 hours. And I was sniping most games, and I think I missed like 6 or 7 shots because of flinch. Which is more in 3 hours than I'd ever missed in the, fucking 80 days I've played in Cold War getting Dark Matter, which I have and Tanner doesn't, the Dark Matter camo, since the game released. So the flinch is actually making a difference. Like, I saw it firsthand. Now, I'm on
you had like a
keyboard
counter
mouse,
going in your head with it,
but
too, and you were like, every single time it happened, oh, you let us know, right? You're like, oh, died again because of flinch, but you're like, hey, you know what? I'm not mad about it. Cool.
That's true. Yeah, I had to make the point. Yeah, because it's crazy. It's never happened before, dude. It's like, I don't know, finding a pot of gold. It was just shocking. Like, damn, I missed with a sniper because someone was emptying a magazine into me. Who would have fucking thought? So that's good. The sniper warp is good.
I think this is about enough, and I think there's another weapon category now that's way, way more OP. But again, we'll get into all those details on the Patreon episode.
Get scammed, indeed. Patreon.com/thedropshot. Lastly, briefly, Die Hard Point. pretty goddamn fun. It's like Cranked, but a little different. Still a good mode. Truthfully, I don't know how much I would play this. It feels very LTM-y, and I only think I would play it limitedly. But as far as LTMs go, it's a good one. But this is like not something I would really care to see be permanent, unlike 12v12. It's just like a fun little break.
I think that's a good way to put it. Yeah, we didn't play it a whole lot, but it was really fun. But if we had to go right now and play Cold War, I think we would just queue for 12s
100%.
and have fun with that.
Yeah, 100%. So that is that. As I said, we're going to do a Patreon episode on this tomorrow. We're going to talk a lot about this. I don't know if that's going to be the next one released, but it'll be recorded tomorrow. So, a lot of interesting stuff with Cold War, and it's all good, like I said. So, speaking of Cold War, onto changes. A nuke kill streak has been added to the video game on Die Hardpoint, that mode, which we were just talking about. The first time a Treyarch game has had it. Now, according to Tanner, this is only in Die Hardpoint. It is a callable nuke, not just the metal. It seems from the clip that you only have to get 25 kills.
It is 25, yep.
And it kills everyone on the other team, including you, get scammed. But it doesn't end the game.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a... It's like a V2 rocket from World War II, but worse. Because it doesn't... Because it kills you. And I don't know if the V2 ended the game. It didn't.
I don't think any nukes ever ended the game until Modern Warfare 2019. I may be wrong on that, but I don't think they ever ended the game.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, this is 20. Yeah, this is 25 kills, and then it does not end the game. So that was interesting. So
this is just weird. Why add a callable nuke in one game mode? Is it like part of the Cranked chain? Maybe that's the logic. Like, because if you get one kill, you get like faster movement. If you get two, you get like faster ADS, and so on and so forth up to 5. But then maybe they were like, oh, let's add, if you get really super fucking cranked, you can just drop a nuke. Maybe that's the logic. Maybe
it'd be more something to do with Die Hard, I guess, right? Because it's Die Hard point. I don't know. Do the Die Hard movies have a nuke in them? Is he trying to stop a nuke from going off? I don't know. I haven't seen a Die Hard movie in 15 years. I don't remember.
Interesting. I'm proud to say this. I've never seen a Die Hard movie. And I don't care to. So I don't know if there's a nuke in them. But that would also make sense. Yeah, maybe that's the reason. So if you're a fucking if Ebert or Roper are in the chat, you can tell us if Die Hard had fucking nukes. Maybe that's the reason. So this is like interesting, I guess. I have nothing to say. I don't care. They put in a callable streak that's only in one mode and it's an LTM. Okay, sure. I don't know. I just find it fucking odd. But anyways,
yeah, it is weird.
Whatever. Also, May 24th, there was a... Oh, wait. Yeah. There's a game settings update for Cold War. Nothing was really worth mentioning, but they did just do a couple
bug fixes. Yeah,
a couple little bug fixes. And then we also talked about, of course, the Season 3 Reloaded patch notes. We already went over those in detail for Cold War and Warzone, but at the time, the patch wasn't actually live yet. So since it's gone live, there's one thing in the video game now that they did not put in the patch notes. And that is the fun and exciting new contract at Downtown. Now, if you guys have played Warzone in the past week, you know this, probably. If you go to Nakatomi Plaza, I think is what it's called, formerly SK/Trump, there are 3 scavenger contracts, but they're goofy ones. They have different icons. Just like the Adler Intel missions were scavs, but they had a different icon. Same shit. What's the contract called? Don't know. But you pick this up, one of 3. If you're the first to complete it, or maybe there are 3 total, Not sure how
There
it
are
works.
3 total.
Okay, so there are 3 total. If you complete this contract, out of the last box, you get a vault fucking key card. You can take that vault key card to the 31st floor of Nakatomi Plaza, the most poorly optimized setting that's ever been in a video game, by the way, which we will, of course, get into.
About 100 lower frames than anywhere else on the map, yeah.
Awful. Really dog shit. So you frame by frame, stutter by stutter, you get in game, of course. You get to the 31st floor. You use your key card to open a vault. Inside the vault, there's 100,000 or so United States dollars, along with 4 specialist bonuses. And specialist gives you every perk in the game, plus 10% faster movement speed, and most weapon perks. So you'd get like frangible disabling, frangible wounding, sleight of hand, focus, etc. You don't get all weapon perks, but you get most of them. Sleight of hand is by far the most noticeable one. This is obviously insanely strong, by the way. So if you get in that, you're really fucking set, because you can pop 8 advanced UAVs. You only need 1 loadout, since you don't need to get a second one for Ghost. Pretty good. And you're just a demon on the map. And this can really set you up to win the video game match. Unless there are cheaters, which we found on our very first match getting specialist. Because we got second place to cheaters. So specialist is really good. You can beat most teams if you have it, but not people using Ironside FALs who are boating their asses off. Now, Tanner, what are your thoughts on all of this new fun and exciting contract in this new fun and exciting area?
I think it's cool. I think it's a lot of fun. We actually had really good luck with it when we didn't play with Jake down. So obviously Jake doesn't know how to do the contract correctly. He was molding about it because he sucks at doing it. He sucks at looting the vault. I don't know what else to say. But yeah, the first day we did this, who were we playing with? It was me, Cam. Well, I was playing with Cam and some other guys one day. Okay. Who was that? I don't remember. But we got it 3 or 4 matches in a row. It was so simple. And it was well worth it. So we had no trouble doing it. It's fun. Specialist bonus makes it all worth it. And obviously you get just a ton of money. Our mistake when we were doing it, by the way, was going to the most obvious closest buy station to get everything. When I did it with them, we went to a buy station 300 or 400 meters away. We jumped off the roof of the plaza and went to a further buy station, and there's just nobody around. We just bought everything there. Yeah. So that's the way to do it, I think. Your note down here about your little tip that you're going to get into is dog shit, and I completely disagree with it. Interesting. Okay, we'll get into it. We just weren't doing well when we tried to do it. We went to literally the worst buy station possible. But yeah, okay. I think it's really fun. Yeah. Yeah. Now, it is fun having specialists. I'll agree with you there. 80 teams drop there. Maybe this is part of the reason why the frames are so atrocious, but the performance is really bad. Really bad. The worst I've maybe ever seen in Warzone. I'm not kidding, actually. It's awful. You expect, I'm not kidding. I'm trying not to exaggerate. 30% fewer frames than you get like anywhere else if you're at this building. Number one. Number two, the building is not super intuitive. It's awful. And the doors to the fucking staircase, by the way, are actually camouflaged. They are painted the same color as the wall. Now I want everyone, hey guys. Is that true? Many of you listening. I don't think they are the same color. They're just in a weird spot usually. Check the VOD. Many of you. What color are they? Blue, like the fucking walls in the goddamn building. Some of the doors are like the oak or whatever, wood colored. Yeah, the wood. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking them as. Yeah. But there's also blue. So I want you guys. I want to do a little experiment here. I want to do. This is a Gallup poll. Okay, many of you listening right now are
either close to or in line of sight in real life of a door, right? So I want you to raise your hand.
Shidow's got 4 in his room.
Now, I know I can't see any of you except Tanner, but I still want you to do this. I don't care if you're at work. If you're in a cubicle, no one's going to see you anyway. Doesn't matter what your peers think. Doesn't matter if you're running that cute girl jogging beside you. You're not going to talk to her anyway. So here's what I want you to do. Look around and raise your hand if there's a door in sight. Okay, great. Now, I want you to take a look at the color of that door and tell me if it is precisely the same color as the walls next to it. Tanner, is your door and your wall the exact same color?
They're close, but no, they're not. They're not the same color.
Interesting. So
one is a shade of white, the other is a shade of like blue.
Okay. Serviceable. That's great. Now, when I look at my door is white, and my walls are, I don't know what color they are. You guys can see it. That color. Well, brownish, I guess. Doesn't matter. But not white.
Ivory, maybe?
No, they're browns. It's like a coffee with a lot of cream in it. That's the color on the swatch. That's the actual name of the color is coffee with a lot of cream in it.
Got it.
I'm an artist. Which is interesting, right? I've never seen in my life a door that is the same color as the walls around it. But apparently, back in the 80s, when Die Hard was made, doors were just the same color as walls, and you can't see them. So if you're in this plaza, you're going to have to contend with 8 other teams, way lower frames, and the inability to access the stairwell because you can't find it. Like you're Alice in Wonderland. You just are in a blender and you don't know where the door is.
I know exactly where the door is.
Well, wrong. You're lying. It's fine.
Got it.
You're lying and cheating.
Got it.
That's fine. Now, this building is awful, but Specialist does make it all worth it. Now, I wrote a note down here. This is a guide. This is a strategy guide.
Uh-oh.
For how you should get Specialist, okay?
This is a hot take.
This is a strategy guide. Now, I didn't think this is a hot take, but Tanner thinks this is a hot take. So here's your strategy guide, okay? Do you want to get Specialist? Here's the strategy. Don't.
You are fake news.
Kidding. Obviously, yeah. What I would say, seriously, and I got this strategy from a team that did this to us, by the way. This is how I know that this is a good strategy. Land close to this building, but not on the building. Land to one of the 8 buildings next to it. Hashtag downtown. Loot, get money, buy a loadout. And don't buy a loadout at the fucking building. At the Nakatomi Plaza. The door maze. Get your loadout. Go to the plaza. And while everyone is scrambling to get into the vault with no plates and ground loot AK-47s with axial arms 12Xs on.
Yeah, true.
Get your fucking MAC-10 loadout, full plates, rape them, pick up the vault key card off of their corpse, go to the vault yourself, get Specialist. Then you'll have loadout and Specialist and all the money you could possibly want, and it's just free. Now, again, how do I know the strategy worked? Happened to us. Tanner was there. Tanner's lying, saying it's super easy for him. It's not.
Every other time it was super easy. Jake just doesn't know how to do it. I don't know how else to tell you. Jake is low IQ. He's a chimp.
Interesting.
So.
Interesting. Well, whatever. Yeah, that's my strategy. Because if you guys land there, it's like Superstore on steroids with a ton of verticality. It is not fun and exciting. Now, Tanner and I have just landed straight on it and gotten Specialist probably 4 or 5 times. You can do it, but it's going to be rough. I would imagine it's easier to land real close, get loadout, and then push it. And then you can pick up vault key cards, so you don't have to do the contract yourself. You just have to pick it up. And you can pick up Specialist too. So even if you're too late and they already picked it up, they probably don't have loadout by the time you get up there. So they have Specialist, but you have loadout, and loadout's better. Yeah. And then you kill them, take their money, take Specialist.
Yeah, Specialists with like Yeah, a ground loot AK isn't great.
Yeah, it just
not
doesn't
great.
matter. Yeah, exactly. So, that is that. So, anyways, interesting little, I don't know. I'm tired of specialists and I want it out of Warzone. What are your thoughts on this, Tanner?
That's so weird. I don't think it's like, it's really good to have, but I've never like fought a team and thought, oh, these guys must have specialists, dude. We're getting shit on by these guys. I've never thought that. I don't think it's that busted.
It's high alert, it's not, mainly, unironically.
It's not nearly as bad as when Foresight was in the game. I know that much.
That's true. You know what's even worse than Foresight, though?
What?
Cheaters.
You know, I think we should be able to buy specialists from the loadout, from the buy station. I think we should be able to purchase it for $10,000.
Okay.
You mad, buddy?
I don't know how I feel about that. It's not.
I'm kidding.
Like a terrible
of course not.
idea.
That's the worst idea I've ever had. $10,000 for specialists?
For one specialist?
Yeah. Ugh. Jesus.
Well,
it would have to be minimum 25,000, but anyways, it was a joke.
Okay. Well, that's cap, but
Got it.
Hey, how about you don't allow people to buy specialists and also don't allow them to get it in any way ever? That's my fair stance. That's my stance on the issue. It's mainly high alert. That's when I notice people have specialists.
Yeah.
Because like I'll be sniping and I'll like find someone, and as soon as I'm aiming at them, they fucking freak out, run away.
That's what I do.
It's because they have specialists.
I get that fizz anime movement.
Yeah,
and get away from them real fast because specialists. I mean, from high alert. Cool. Yep.
So, sorry, I'm drinking water because I'm sweating profusely and I need to stay hydrated, or I'll die. Yeah. Or I'll die on the mic, which many of you would enjoy. But anyways, so that's that. Also, Warzone, May 21st, there was a hot fix. Fixed more areas where players were getting inside of walls or under the map, those little glitch spots. And this seems to actually be fixed.
I agree. I haven't seen this since.
Yeah, I haven't seen this in quite a while, so that's good. Also, the Royal and Cross 4X and the SUSAT multi-zoom now have glint, but only if you're using them on snipers, which is super interesting. And I think I like it. It's actually a pretty elegant solution to glintless snipers.
Yeah.
Would you include the Axial Arms 3X?
I was just about to say that. If the Axial 3X zoomed about as much as a VLK, then absolutely not. But the fact that it zooms as much as a Kar 98 sniper scope, then they either need to lower the zoom levels of all these Cold War optics, or they need glint on the 3X. There's the 3X and the 4X are so close in zoom that either neither of them should have glint or both of them should have glint.
Exactly.
I mean, this is better than nothing, but most people, I think, that were running sniper loadouts without a sniper scope on it were running the 3 times. Nobody was running a SUSAT multi-zoom on a sniper anyways. But that makes sense because it did zoom in a lot. And the 4X, there just weren't as many people using it as the 3X.
Yep.
I'll be right back, though.
Okay. Yeah, I agree completely. Like Tanner said, which is a great point. Most people, if you're trying to have a sniper and not have it and not have glint, most people are picking Axial Arms 3X anyways. They wouldn't have picked the 4X even before it had glint, so they're definitely not going to now. So the main problem still remains with glintless snipers. 3X zooms too much, either add glint or reduce the zoom level. And since I don't think they're going to reduce the zoom level or change it in any way, I think they just need to add glint to it also. It is cool, however, that they are even capable of having an optic give off glint on snipers, but not on assault rifles. That's actually quite cool. I'm genuinely, as sad as I am to say this, I'm genuinely surprised that they're capable of doing that. That seems like a solution that would be too complicated for any of the developers at Activision or Activision in general. I've never seen something quite like it, to be honest, in Warzone. So, I mean, really cool. And now that we know it's possible, do it for Axial 3X, but only for snipers. I think that would be the next step to take. And then we'd be pretty much good to go. Other than all the other optics in Cold War that don't give glint, that zoom more than 3X. Basically, every optic that zooms as much as a 3X or more needs to have glint if it's on a sniper. That's it.
It's really that simple. Yeah.
It really is that simple. Yeah. So, anyways. Tanner, what is this next note we're looking at here?
So this was kind of a hidden little change we had at the last update. If any of you guys play Rebirth or have played Rebirth since this last patch, you would know the lighting on Rebirth has had a huge overhaul. Big change for the better. So it is very bright blue, sunny skies now versus before it was kind of like... what was it before? It was kind of like overcast, but also had awful sun rays in it. It just looked like
smoggy.
Shit. It was terrible.
It looked like downtown LA.
Yeah, I mean, Verdansk and Rebirth still have a dog shit haze since season 3. I mean, since Verdansk 84, it has this weird haze on the map. But Rebirth looks so much better. And I dropped into it like once or twice. I don't play Rebirth a whole lot, but I felt like my frames were also better too. So maybe they did some optimizations on that map. But it looks so much better. And I think this will lead to a change in the lighting in Verdansk 84, because it's obviously much easier for them to redo Rebirth before they do Verdansk, right? Way smaller map, better to test there, see how people like it, if that's what their plan was, or just start there, get it right, make sure the sun, you know, the sun rays and everything are good, and then do the same thing on Verdansk. So I expect them to do that, honestly. Not anytime super soon, but probably the next month or two. I really, really hope, and I do think we'll get some sort of lighting overhaul in Verdansk, because it's terrible. Simply terrible. Game designers need to just stop making any map other than bright blue sunny skies. I'm not playing Tarkov. I don't have night vision. Let's not do night maps. Let's not add rain. Let's not add snow. Hey, if you want some snow on the ground, cool. Don't make it fall. If you want, you know, puddles around the map, okay. Don't make it raining, though. You know, just make it sunny. It's that simple. Yep. That's all we want.
It really is. It really is. I don't like how developers and competitive... There's cheaters, so not super competitive, but quasi-competitive first-person shooter games try to do things for immersion. No one fucking cares about immersion. If they do, they'll play campaign, for example. Make it fucking sleet. Make a hailstorm in campaign. I don't care. Immerse the fuck out of me. Great. Cool. Not in multiplayer. Don't do it. I totally agree. And on the point that Tanner just made about this being a prelude, hopefully, to a visibility change at Verdansk, it would make a lot of sense if Rebirth was their test case, because it's smaller, it's easier, and fewer people play it. So if they fuck it up massively, which they didn't apparently, then Verdansk might come next under the same kind of rules, or they might do whatever they did on Rebirth on Verdansk. That would be fucking awesome. Will they do it is a separate question. And I think it depends, number one, on how much more difficult it would be to do it on Verdansk. And number two, if they think Warzone players would want that. What do you think?
Well, the biggest thing is right now is that the sun in Verdansk is like off to the east. So when you're facing east, you're blinded. And if somebody is facing west and in a gunfight with you, they'll just kill you because they can see you way easier. So literally they can pretty much just put the sun directly overhead, and I don't think you would have that problem.
Yes. I agree.
So I don't get it.
I don't think they do either. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they don't play the game, of course.
That, which we'll get into. God, that makes me sick. It disgusts me. So you actually played Rebirth. Does it look that much? Okay. So if it looks better, that's cool. Is the visibility better?
It seems like it. Yeah. Everything seems a little bit brighter. Like even buildings and stuff seem brighter in certain ones inside of them. It still has that weird haze, but that's not as bad on Rebirth because it's smaller, obviously. But that stupid little bullshit haze is still there. But other than that, yeah, it looks really good.
Okay, nice. Very good.
I mean, let's just say I would love to have that lighting on Verdansk, 100%.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't actually seen the Rebirth changes yet. I've seen people talking about it and saying that it looks awesome, which I'm, of course, thrilled about. But I haven't actually seen what those changes are myself. So,
yeah, we need to start playing Rebirth, by the way, before we do this tournament. We need to get used to it, get used to the spots and everything.
I'm actually down. Rebirth, yeah. I think could be actually like really fun for like pubs.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That'd be cool. And there's no Nakatomi Plaza. And the frames are higher, like a lot.
Frames are a lot higher. You get into action quicker. We don't loot for 10, 15 minutes only to get killed by a hacker.
Yep.
We don't get specialist bonus, get to end game, and then die to a hacker after 45 minutes. So.
Next gameplay stream, let's do Rebirth if they have regular BR. That's my contention. Let's do that.
Got it.
Which will be in 2 days. All right. Also,
it's not. It's next week.
It's next week. That's correct. Also,
you're such dog shit.
Also, relax. I'll edit that out. Also, Charlie Intel tweeted about Outbreak. So there was a patch note that Tanner and I were a little confused about.
You were confused. I wasn't.
Cap.
I said it was real phishing. It's that simple.
Stop the cap. Stop.
Okay.
We'll check the VOD. We'll check the VOD. Where they were talking about phishing or something in the patch notes. And we were like, is this real phishing, or like, are they like making a funny or something? I don't get it. But it's actually real phishing. So in Outbreak now, in Cold War, you can literally go to a fucking pier. This map appears to be Alpine, I think. And cast a fucking line, put on a lure, and cast a line. Am I doing a good fisherman impression? Are those the words? Are those
I'm not
the right
a fisherman.
words?
I don't know.
Okay, fisherman fucking anglers malding in chat right now. Whatever. You throw the stupid fucking device into the water, and you can fish in Outbreak. Now this to me seems absurd. Why? Why do you even think to add this to the game,
dude?
Like, who was at the board meeting for Outbreak where they're like, guys, hear me out. Fishing poles.
Whoa. Wait a second. Black helicopters. Here we go. Black helicopters. Put the tinfoil hats on black helicopters. Here we go.
Okay.
What if in like 2 months somebody's going to be fishing, right? And what they're going to uncover, they're throwing their line out there, they're reeling it in, they get an armor plate, they say, oh, I'm going to keep fishing. They do it again. What if they bring back the Call of Duty 2021 game trailer? They said they were going to reveal it in game. What if it's found in fishing? Black helicopters?
Dude.
Black helicopters.
Any black helicopters?
You know what?
What if they unveil the next zombies through fishing?
I'm not... Okay, hear me out. Hear me out, because that's an interesting theory. Hear me out. Outbreak has a lot of fucking items like that, where you get the fucking hologram or whatever, and then you put it on the hologram projector, and then a hologram plays and you get a piece of intel. What if you were fishing and there was some item added that's like, classified. It just says classified.
Ooh.
Okay. And then you take it to a fucking VHS player or whatever they had, a vinyl, boomers molding. And you pop it in on the map. But then when you pop it in, your game goes full screen into like a cinematic trailer. And then Call of Duty, because they're smart at marketing.
You are fake news.
They're good at marketing. That's maybe the only thing they're good at. And then they rely on Noah J to record this and upload it to YouTube. And then Call of Duty the next day uploads just the actual file as like the COD 2021 reveal. Dude, I could see it.
Black helicopters?
That's a giant
Black helicopter.
for me, dog. That's a giant one. Don't ever say dog again. A giant one. But I think you might be onto something.
Yeah, am I? Any fishermen?
Well, here's the thing. The only reason I'm entertaining this idea is because why in the ever-living fuck else would they add fishing to zombies?
Well, as our chat is saying right now, it's been in Fortnite for a while, apparently, so they're just stealing from Fortnite now.
Yeah, it's probably
Fortnite, you can fish for potions or whatever they call it there. Big pots, little pots, whatever term the 12-year-olds are using these days.
Got it. Well, in that case, they're just copying Fortnite yet again and doing it poorly because this isn't even in the BR. So in Outbreak, you can fish. In this clip, some dude got like an armor plate.
Yeah.
So you can do that now, I guess. But keep fishing for the COD 2021 trailer. I'm sure.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm sure it's the next
somewhere.
line, dude. I'm sure the next line you're gonna catch that trailer.
Just one more. Yeah.
Just one more. Yeah. So that answers that question. All right. Now, on to news and upcoming fucking changes, dude. So, first of all, if you haven't snagged Cold War and you're on PS4 or PS5, it is on sale right now through June 10th. It's around 40% off, but it depends on the bundle. That's actually pretty big. It's a pretty big sale.
Yeah. Yep.
So for the PlayStation Frogs, Cold War is on sale till the 10th, or through the 10th, so till the 11th, I guess, for up to or around 40% off.
Cold War's on sale for the 20th time since it was released.
Wonder why. Yeah. So.
I mean, I should get a 75% refund on mine, honestly, for being sold a game that wasn't close to complete.
Yeah, actually.
Didn't somebody have a class action lawsuit filed against Treyarch?
Way.
Didn't
Really?
they a long time ago when the game first came out because it was so unfinished?
I think there was
that
like
happens to like all video games. It never goes anywhere, but I think somebody did file one.
What's that change.org petition? I think it was that.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh man.
I think
Let's do a
did talk about it.
change.org petition for your dog shit parents to start running their air conditioner. Maybe we can get 100 signatures on it.
We
What do you
might be
think?
able to get 100 signatures. Yeah.
We'll have it posted in the Discord tomorrow. Keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, that'll be in the show notes. We could also throw in anti-cheat for Warzone in there, but I'm sure that's been done.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, it's on sale. And then this next little piece appears to be a leak. So according to MW2 Ghost, change it, who is a leaker on the internet. So take this with the Himalayas. So you know what's in the Himalayas? A lot of fucking salt. Okay.
Himalayan salt. Yeah.
There is a high chance that Hijacked is coming to Cold War in Season 4. This is not that outlandish of a claim. They've been remaking a lot of maps, and I would be unsurprised if they... I'd be shocked if they didn't remake any other ones. And Hijacked seems like a perfectly fine candidate. So, according to this guy, Hijacked will be coming back in Season 4 of Cold War. And this, likewise, would be the first time this map has been remastered for multiplayer. Supposedly it was in Blackout during Black Ops 4, but that was like the BR map, so don't care.
Which is weird, by the way. They had it in Blackout, but it wasn't in BO4 multiplayer.
That is weird.
That makes me mauled, actually.
Yeah.
I didn't know that because we never played Blackout, so honestly didn't know up until I read that it was even on the map at all.
Yeah. And then in addition to that, he's claiming that there will be one other surprise remaster. That I would be a little more surprised at, because each remaster we've we've only gotten once, or one at a time rather. So like Season 3 Reloaded, we got Standoff. That's it.
Yeah, but didn't Season 3 we get Express, or was that in Season 2?
I think that was season 3. So yeah, maybe one would
So we
be
got two,
on the
yeah.
release, and then one would be the mid-season update.
All I know is I want it to be firing range. That's what I know. Because
I am 1,000%
the longer
on board.
time goes by and we still don't have firing range, the more angry I am.
Yep. Exactly.
So.
Yeah. Would you rather have firing range or slums?
I would rather have firing range for sure. Slums is also fantastic. If I had to choose between like slums and hijacked, then it would 100% be slums.
Yeah.
But hijacked is still a really good map.
Hijacked is okay. I don't know about great.
It's a top Treyarch map.
Well, top 20. I think it's a good map. I don't think it's all that it's cracked up to be, though. I'm going to be honest. It's better than Express.
You don't think it's deserving of a remaster? Express is dog shit. It's that simple.
Yeah. Yeah.
Express is a bad map. Yeah.
I don't know why they chose that map.
Yep.
Hijacked would have been preferable to that. Hijack's a good map. It's not only decent, it's good, but come on, dude. Drone, slums, fucking firing range, jungle. So many good maps. But Summit. Anyways. Summit's in the game. It's in Warzone. End it all.
Yeah.
By the way, hey, real quick. I've been to Summit in Warzone. None of it resembles the map to me. Am I fucking insane?
Summit and Warzone? Yeah, no, I don't completely understand it either.
That looks like Summit to me.
Almost nothing's the same at all. And everyone's like, oh, Summit's in Verdansk. And then that was the only thing, that was the last I heard people talk about. Like, so, oh, there's Summit inside of Verdansk 84 now. What? Every time we land there, I try to figure it out, and I don't see it, and I don't understand it. It's a cool part of the map. It's not Call of Duty multiplayer Summit though. I don't,
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I'm agree. I agree. Rather.
Maybe was Summit again? Maybe Summit was part of Blackout, and then this Summit resembles Blackout Summit or something. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
It's possible, but whatever this is a perversion of a great map called Summit. Summit is like a top Treyarch map. Is Hijacked? Is Summit better than Hijacked, Tanner? What are your thoughts?
Is Summit better than Hijacked? No. I didn't think Summit was that great of a map ever. It's okay. Average map, if you ask me.
Okay.
I think also, though, is it's been a much longer time since I played Hijacked. So that's why I want to play it more, I think.
That makes sense.
Like we played at Summit a ton in BO4.
Yes, we did.
So I just don't really care all that much if it's remade.
That's fair. That's fair. We'll edit that out. So, yeah, true. I agree, Tanner. Summit is way better than Hijacked. Sorry, chat. We had some technical difficulties. Get scammed. All right. Not a great joke. I've done better. Also, as we mentioned, Raven said they were going to be... Raven said some dumb shit in patch notes, like they're going to make solos better or something. And then I immediately said, because I have a galaxy brain, I said, okay, they're taking Berthas out of solos. That's super cool.
I said it. Check the VODs.
Okay, we will edit that out because I did say it first.
Got it.
By the way...
Yeah. Just like we're doing a gameplay stream on Friday, right?
We'll edit that out. God, I got a lot of editing to do. Everyone guessed this because it was obvious. They're taking Berthas out of
it's the most
solos.
obvious thing, yeah.
Exactly. So it doesn't matter, but I did say it first. And I have dark matter and you don't. But Raven also tweeted this image with a thinking emoji.
It's a dog shit image.
What's the point of this? So it's like it's a piece of papyrus, it looks like, with fucking typewriter on it. Typewriting on it. Type? Doesn't matter. Cargo T, and some of it's blacked out. I'm not even going to read it. I don't care. It's confirmation that cargo trucks are getting removed from solos. And on the bottom right here, it says T-1. So the theory which I think is pretty well founded, is that this is happening like tomorrow. T-1 day.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. So
that would make a lot of sense. Yeah. And it also says something must be done soon, and it's underlined.
Yeah. So Berthas.
Yeah, you're right. Something will be done soon. Still, though, you're not going to change the fact that because of Ghost, everyone just rats and hides in solo. So if you actually wanted to change it, let's fix Ghost or just remove it entirely.
I know.
That'll have a bigger effect than cargo trucks.
Dude, I wonder if you take out Berthas, everyone's all happy about it, but now absolutely no one moves ever. Because at least when you had a Bertha, you could go somewhere and not die to one of the 8 rats next to you that you don't know are there.
Yeah, so you would feel safe, so you would move out of buildings. Yeah, and so you're right. People would know where you're at, obviously. It'd be hard to kill them because they'd have a trophy system on their Bertha. But they're also not ratting it up in a building. That's very, very true. So it'll be interesting to see how that'll play out. I'm not going to play it because I don't play solo BR, so I don't really care. But it'll be interesting to see what people think about that.
Yeah. Yeah, that will be interesting. I think Cargo's trucks coming out is ultimately probably good. But, I mean, a better solution, honestly, would be like when it's like the 5th circle, all vehicles are instantly disabled and they start beeping. And then they just fucking blow up. So then you could still move your character, but you can't just win because you have a Bertha and the other guy doesn't, and you just run him over.
Yeah, true.
I think that might be better. But if you're not going to do that, which they of course won't, then what they should do is disable Ghost in solos. That simple. But you're right. I'm never going to play it no matter what. The rules can increase the visibility in solos, and then I'd play it for sure, actually. But anything other than that is not going to make me play solos. I don't care how good they make it. Fuck solos.
I hate solo. It's not even just Warzone. Solo BRs just aren't fun. People don't move their characters, and it's so boring. I hate it.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing worse than just walking into a building. You know, you check on heartbeat to see if anyone's around you. You run in there. Some dipshit is camping upstairs, and he left a crate down there so people would run into the building. And then he's sitting at the top of the stairs with a riot shield and kills you, right?
Yep, with Cali
riot
sticks.
Shield, Cali sticks. Yeah,
yep.
I mean that's
classic.
Solo. So
classic.
There's a lot of people that say like solos requires more skill or whatever. I completely disagree because it's a bunch of camping fucking rats. I hate solos.
Agreed. So, anyways, cargo trucks are getting taken out. Cool. But the main point is, why don't you just take them out? What I'm confused about is why bother making like this graphic?
Yeah.
Like you guys have removed vehicles from Warzone before. Like the helicopters were fucking glitched or something, and you just hotfixed them out. Just take them out of the fucking game. Why is there all this buildup like this is a COD 2021 reveal? You're taking a vehicle out of one playlist in your game. It's not that fucking special. Tell your graphics guy to go home. Have your fucking code guy work an hour of overtime. Take him out of the fucking game. I don't understand the pageantry. It's genuinely very confusing to me. Like this is some event. Like I don't care. Just take them out. Stop it. It's so dumb. Yeah. It's very weird, but whatever. Anyways, speaking of tweets from Raven, Raven also said this. Hey, Lucci. Don't know who that is. Cool.
He's a TikToker.
Got it. So he's okay. Thanks for the feedback. We're taking a close look at Cold War optics and reticles within Warzone, and you can expect to see some updates to them in the near future. And then they put entirely too many emojis. This is something that I believe that they said they were going to do. And now 5 days ago, they've kind of doubled down on that. Yeah. Now, how many more tweets will be made about changing them before they're actually changed? Tanner, what are your thoughts?
There'll be no more tweets about it.
Interesting.
It may not be changed for 2 months, but there will be no more tweets.
When do you think it will be changed?
what is it, May 26th right now? By the 4th of July, which is July 4th, of course, for the Euro Frogs.
Yeah, for the Euro Frogs. Yeah, yeah.
July 4th.
That's 4/7 for the Euro Frogs.
Yeah, change it.
Change it. Change your system. Yeah. And fuck the metric system. I don't care if it makes sense.
Yeah,
America.
Making sense. Don't care. Yeah.
In the United Goddamn States of America, we do a lot of things. Make sense is not one of them. So change it.
Correct.
Anyways, cool. That'll be good. I wonder what they changed. That's actually the more interesting question. What do they change about Cold War optics, and how do they make them better? What would you be happy with?
Well, they give you customizable reticles for one, so you can finally change the reticle on your Swiss that you hate so much.
Oh, wait, on default sniper scopes?
Well, that would include it. They say optics and reticles.
Okay, well, that's one thing I would want. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Go on.
And we've said it a million times. The 3x and 4x optic, they need their zoom level lowered by a lot, or rename them. Yeah, what'd you say earlier? The axial 11 times. Yes. Rename it to that then, or something. Either that, or make the VLK zoom more, which I don't really want. The VLK is actually dog shit zoom level. I would prefer a little bit more, but the axial 3x is entirely too much. So obviously the easiest thing to do is just lower the zoom level of certain optics like that. Axial, the Royal and Cross 4x. And I think that would pretty much be good enough. I don't know what else I would really need changed with them. I mean, most of them are just dog shit. Every other reticle besides like the axial or, well, I like the Microflex LED, but all the other ones have terrible bezels, poor visibility, it seems. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I would just change all of them, right? Give me a blue dot on the Microflex LED.
Here's my hot take on this topic. Okay, hot take alert. Remove all Cold War optics and give Cold War guns the M-dub optics.
That's the dumbest thing you've ever said.
It would be so much easier. Everyone's happy with the M-dub optics. No, the Cold War optics fucking suck. Just take them out. It's going to be so much more work for Raven to make them good than it would be to just delete them from Warzone and make Warzone optics. Maybe what you could do is that. Create a new category of optics called Warzone optics. Bring over every M-dub optic, call it a Warzone optic, and then add 2 of the Cold War optics that people use to that pool, and that's it. Done. I would love to know how much an Axial Arms 3X zooms. I still don't know. I know it's not a VLK, though. I know that.
It's not a VLK, that's for sure.
It's not a VLK
I think
at all.
we can confirm that, yeah.
There's just no way to get a Cold War gun to zoom in precisely as much as a VLK does. Change it. Change it. So either rename all of them, like you said, or change their zoom level so that they are at least uniform. So if it says 3x, it's actually 3x, and it's the same 3x as an MDub 3x. Because I don't know about the 1980s. I wasn't alive yet. Boomers were. Stay malt. But I don't think, this wasn't in my history class, so maybe I'm wrong here, but I think 3x meant the same thing 40 years ago that it means now. Maybe it didn't. Maybe in this universe, this alternate timeline, it didn't. But it's just simply not the same. Change it. I don't know how they improve them. As far as things they'll actually do, I don't know how they'll improve them. I mean, make like the reticles themselves less fuzzy and shit. That's one thing for sure that we could do. Allow us to change reticles on default scopes. That's another big thing that I would really like. Because I like the zoom level of like all the sniper default sniper scopes. Like the Swiss zoom level on the default optic is like fine.
Yeah, Swiss is great, the zoom.
Same with the ZRG, etc. I wish you could just change the reticles like you can in MDub guns. That would be good. But as far as like most of the other scopes, besides cleaning up the reticle, like the red dot being all fuzzy, I don't really know what else they would do. Make the bezels better, sure. But that seems like a lot of work, which I'm not sure they'll do. So
yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. Who knows? I'm curious to see what they do end up coming up with, but that'll be interesting. So, next article here is kind of more on how Specialist works in Warzone. I think we mostly talked about this, but Tanner, if you have anything you want to...
Well, we can go over it because you gave everyone a bunch of fake news. So here's the clarified version of how Specialist bonus works, since Raz told you guys a bunch of wrong information. One, you get all standard perks. Here are the weapon perks you get. You do not get half of them he listed. So you get sleight of hand, frangible wounding, heavy hitter, which is the melee dog shit one, FMJ, which is great for vehicles and things like that, and presence of mind. Now, keep this in mind. The weapon perks obviously only work on modern warfare weapons, because Cold War weapons, there's no perks for the guns, right? If you want to do more vehicle damage, then you change a barrel on a Cold War gun. You don't have something like FMJ. So, if you're going for Specialist, it's probably a good idea to use modern warfare guns if you have it. Use like the AMAX or something. Because if you're using, I don't know, what's an assault rifle? The Farah, the Krig, something like that, you're not going to get all of those added bonuses that I just mentioned. So that's the biggest thing. And then on top of that, Specialist also is giving you a 10% sprint speed increase, which is very noticeable. And that's probably one of the biggest benefits of Specialist, honestly. Besides a few of the really good perks like High Alert, that sprint speed is very noticeable, and it's really, really good.
Interesting.
But and then things like FMJ, yes, and things like FMJ are nutty for destroying vehicles as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was I think that was a tweet from JGod. It wasn't a video. That was some stuff JGod went through and tested, and that's what it does.
Yeah, I'll try and link the article if I remember too. And this is from Charlie Intel. But yeah, that just to clear up Specialist. I mean, Specialist would already be good enough if it gave you every single perk in the game, which it does, but it also gives you that shit too, which is actually insane. It is worth mentioning the MW guns thing. I don't think that should change your loadout. If you plan on getting Specialist and you're not sure if you want to use like a Cold War AK or a RAM, I mean, just use the Cold War gun. All the perks plus sprint speed is like more than enough. So you can still use your Cold War guns. I wouldn't change loadouts based on that fact, but it is interesting to keep in mind. Don't expect to reload faster with your Cold War AK when you get Specialist just because you do with your, M4.
Yeah,
your RAM or whatever. So that's interesting. And then also, yeah, this was weird. So Warzone's ping mechanic is not working the way it used to. So
yeah.
Live pings will just disappear. Like I'll ping someone and it'll just, I'll get the live ping and it'll just disappear. It's been happening to a bunch of people. And then there's
Raz was mauling at all of his teammates because people were saying things were live pinged and then they weren't. So it was ruining friendships, frankly. I remember you yelling at poor Lag Show.
Well,
so
many friendships perhaps were destroyed.
Just
thanks,
rude,
Activision.
yeah.
Some are thinking the live ping disappears when line of sight on the enemy is lost. Maybe that's what's happening. Not always the case, but Tanner, you have some extra notes here.
Yeah, when I was live pinging people and when I noticed it stopped working, it was like right before they went behind a building or something. So it is possible that like if within like when you mark them, if it was like a second or something before they fall out of your line of sight, then maybe that's why it was disappearing. I'm not really sure because I noticed that it was at like the end of my stream on Tuesday. I think it was the last win we got, or it was one of the wins. I marked a guy that was landing, so he was dropping down, marked him. He was live pinged on my screen for a second. he went behind the building because he landed behind the house. And I was like, that guy's live ping. And you guys are like, where? And I was like, okay, well, he was live pinged. Now he's just not. He was behind that building over there.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's something to do with that, because it didn't seem to happen when people were in the open. So maybe we don't know if this is a new mechanic they're doing and didn't say anything. Like if you live ping within, 1 second, 2 seconds of them falling out of your line of sight, then the ping disappears. Or if this was completely unintentional. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yeah, this is odd. And I wrote a couple notes here because this actually brings up an interesting discussion. In my view, the way live pings are working right now is like a bug, not a feature. So live pings not sticking right now, I don't think this is intended. I think this is a bug. However, the way live pings worked before this bug, how they've always worked besides right now, was frankly fucking broken. In a game with good visibility, I would be against live pings staying up when line of sight is broken. Because what smart players will do, all the time, by the way, so for example, I'm on top of building, Tanner's in a window across the street, like second story of a building. He peeks me. I start shooting him. He starts shooting me. He misses all his shots. I live ping him. I'm ripping him, and he runs out of the way of the window to like plate up because he's missed all his shots and he's almost dead. Now again, if I live ping that, then I know exactly where he is, and I'll just bang the fuck out of him until he's dead, even though I don't see him. I think that's fucking dumb. I think that's way too strong. And actually, I've done this multiple times. I've done it multiple times, especially on the western edge of the map, north of the racetrack. There's sometimes a buy station there.
Those houses there.
Yep.
There's like 3 or 4 houses.
And they're just like sheet metal dog shit houses. And someone will have just bought something. Maybe they buy a teammate and then they go upstairs. They scurry upstairs to the little fucking opening. It's not a window. It's just an opening, whatever. And then I live ping, shoot the fuck out of them. They take cover. That sheet metal might as well not even be there. Just keep banging them. Because even though you don't see them, you got the live ping off and they're dead.
Yeah.
This is frankly dumb. I think this is way too broken. I don't think live ping should work this way. However, I never really thought about having this conversation before this occasion brought it to mind. Now, however, the visibility in this game is so fucking bad that I actually like live pings, because if someone is simply moving, you might just stop seeing them because the visibility in this game is awful. So then it's nice to have a live ping, because line of sight actually isn't broken, but you can't see them. So live pings are good in that case. But the fact that it stays behind line of sight is pretty dumb.
Yeah. It's broken, honestly.
It actually is. So all of that is to say, I do still think this live ping mechanic right now is not intended. And I think it's going to go back to how it used to be. However, should it?
I feel like there needs to be kind of somewhere in between, actually. I think the live ping should stay, because at the end of the day, this game is more casual than anything. The live ping it's not that busted, but I think maybe it stays like a second or two too long in its former state before it's bugged right now.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know. It's just because I feel like there are a lot of times where we die in weird ways where you're like, how did that person know I was there? But it was because his teammate live pinged you before you ran into a building or something. And then you think you're like holding the right angle or trying to throw them off. And then they just peek the exact, corner you're holding because you were live pinged. So it creates a lot of bad instances like that. But before, either way, it was definitely too overpowered. So something needs to change there. So maybe this is just the best way, is that if they're close to cover, it goes away. quicker or something, you know, or like depending on when you ping them. If you had them pinged and they're in the open and it took them 3 or 4 seconds to get behind a building, then maybe they should stay live pinged for a little bit longer. But if you barely saw like their leg and you got a ping off real quick and they ran behind that building and it keeps them pinged for like 5 seconds, that kind of sucks because they barely saw you and now they know exactly where you're at.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. This is one, by the way, live pings are like super strong if you're smart about them. And also, this is a mechanic that is like actually pretty anti-casual, which is not in Activision's best interest. I would imagine the average player doesn't even think about live pinging. Like maybe they do it or something, but they don't realize you can like exploit the fuck out of it. Like I'll make a point to live ping everything, but especially if someone's peeking a window, I will make an absolute point to live ping that. Because you can easily get it down if you get a live ping right before they like run behind the wall. And you just bang it. Especially in quads. If you guys are all shooting at one dude, one person gets a live ping, good luck. You taking cover simply doesn't matter. 4 guns wall banging you, you're going to die.
Yep. I did that. Remember when you and I were at police, I had that clip that I uploaded that I wall banged that guy. So we were at police station by airport. We were looking west. And there was that team on top of like those apartments. Yes. And he was on the cubby. I live pinged him before he ran in and I wall banged him and downed him after he was down the ladder in the apartment, no line of sight, but he was still live ping. I downed him with my Kar 98 from there. So it's like that would have just never happened.
He was an actual floor below the roof.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
It was, I had never done that before, but I only knew because he was still live ping through the wall. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll shoot there. I may as well. Yeah.
I do remember that. Yeah. That was fucking funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, just an interesting food for thought. Nothing really, they're not, what I expect to happen is none of that. They're going to just revert the live ping changes. That's it. I think this was a bug. So, oh boy, this next fun and exciting article. Tanner, what are we looking at here?
Okay, the title of this article is Warzone Dev Promises to Change Verdansk 84 Sun Glare. So let me pull up this exact conversation he had here. Okay. So people were complaining on Twitter about something and he finally responded to it. So this is some dev that works for, I guess, Raven. I don't know. FX_read. They were talking about how bad the sun glare is, how you can't see anything. And this guy has the absolute audacity to tweet back at one of these verified Warzone accounts, some Warzone professional, and said, "Oh, is this true? The sun lens flare in Verdansk 84 is bothering people? I can easily tone it down if needed." As Raz always says, they don't play their own fucking game. It is impossible. You can't load into a match and not notice immediately how bad the sun is and how you can't see anything. It's embarrassing. He should have never tweeted that. He should delete his Twitter account because he's so fucking lost. FX Reed, you've obviously never loaded into Warzone ever.
Absolutely.
Ever.
Absolutely. The audacity. By the way, ooh, that had some horsepower. By the way, I can easily tone it down if needed. Doesn't that sting? How mad? How many times have you died because the sun is inside you?
Oh my God. Wait.
All this time they could easily tone it down, but they didn't know because they don't play their game. Go ahead.
Dude, this guy got fucking roasted. He deleted his Twitter. He deleted his Twitter. Because I went to go look. I was like, what else happened to this conversation? He deleted it. Not just the tweet. His Twitter's gone. This account does not exist. Oh, he was bullied, dude. He was actually bullied. Because even Huskers responded to that tweet and he's like, yeah, man, this is Why is there a huge sun glare in some areas of the map to begin with? It's just another RNG factor when in a gunfight. Because as I was saying earlier, if you're looking east and the person you're shooting at is looking west, they have an advantage because they don't have the sun directly in their eyes. And so Huskers was like, it's super frustrating. Holy shit, he deleted his Twitter.
Yep.
Jesus Christ, this is Ashton Williams 2.0 over here. They must be coworkers.
Dude, yikes. Holy shit.
Oh my God.
That is pretty funny, to be honest. This is as Tanner said, this is exactly why we say these people who work on this game do not play it, and don't you ever forget it. Don't ever let them fool you into thinking they do. They don't. They don't. Remember when we got patch notes saying, as players ourselves, we hate cheaters? Cap. Stop the cap. You don't play your own game. If you played one match, okay, let me not exaggerate. If you played for 2 hours in Warzone, you would notice the sun is fucking annoying. And it's way entirely too bright. 2 hours is pretty generous. You'd probably notice it in your first match, but 2 hours for sure you would notice it. This guy says, is it true that this lens flare is bothering people? I can easily...
Dumb shit.
I can easily tone it down if needed. And this is our point. There is so much dumb shit in this game, and so many stupid little things that either shouldn't be there or things that aren't there that should be there, that aren't, not because they're hard to do, not because they're difficult to implement, but because they don't even know that they should be implemented or removed. It's easy to take out the sun glare, apparently. The fucking guy who does it said so. Why haven't they? Because they didn't know. Why don't they know? They don't play their own game. It's embarrassing. It's fucking embarrassing. So hopefully they tone down the fucking sun glare after FX Reed, I don't know, is off of his unpaid suspension from Activision for tweeting this. Maybe he'll come back and fix it. It'll be easy for him to do. As he said, in his words, they don't play their game. Don't forget it. And that's why this game has so many problems. That's why the stopping power change was touted as an improvement or a fix. Now,
I wonder if this guy was fired.
In Raven's defense, okay, about stopping power, at least that change was based on listening to the players who play your game.
True.
Now, the reason they missed the mark is because they don't actually play the game themselves. That's why stopping power wasn't simply removed entirely. But Raven's at least closer because they listen to people. But Activision at large and all of the development studios are culpable. They don't play their own game. And when they say they play their own game, it's yet another instance of Activision blatantly, bald-faced lying to you. They've done it many times before, like we talked about. They'll do it again. What's the latest fucking lie? That we play our own game. No, you don't. This guy certainly doesn't. So, yikes. It is funny that he deleted his Twitter account, though.
This tweet, by the way, really odd, because like, why would some dev tweet out that like, oh, I'll work on that on Monday? That's like 6 months ago if somebody tweeted out one of the Raven devs and they're like, oh, or like when Raven took over from iDev and somebody tweeted at them like, oh, can you take out stopping power? And some random dev was like, oh, you guys don't want stopping power? Sure, I'll take it out. That's probably why he deleted his whole Twitter. Because like, how can you make choices like that? Unless this dude was some high up. That's why I was trying to go to his Twitter to find out exactly what he is. Yeah. I think he was just some art creative bullshit director though, or something. But it's like, does he have that much say to just say that publicly on Twitter and change it? Because the other thing was, so then he had a tweet after, because everyone was all like, you know, they were all balls deep in him and they were like, dude, what? Of course, nobody likes this. And so then he later said, there seems to be some confusion as to what is in my control to adjust. I can only adjust the brightness of the lens flare on the screen. This includes the rays that draw on top of buildings and the screen dirt. I cannot control the haziness, God rays, or actual sun brightness. By the way, notice how he says I cannot control the haziness. Even he knows the map has haze all over it.
Yeah.
Unnecessary haze, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not an art director, so I don't entirely understand this, how he's saying he can adjust the brightness of the lens flare, but then he's saying he can't control the actual sun brightness. But I think the main issue we have, though, is the lens flare. I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, the sun also is dog shit. Move it up, you know, move it above my fucking head, right?
Yeah, we do live in a flat earth after all. Just put it up top.
Yeah.
As God intended.
Yeah.
Yep. Very weird. Very weird. Yeah, I wonder when he says he can't adjust the sun brightness. That's obviously false. So what he's actually saying is it is not in my power. It is not in my authority to just change how the map looks. That's probably what he meant by you saying that. I bet you he tweeted this, meant one thing, got a DM from fucking Bobby, got a text from Bobby's cell phone number 72.
Yeah, one of his burners, yeah.
And it said, hey, Reed, getting real cavalier on Twitter. Bitch, listen, we're not changing the sun.
Yeah.
Don't say you're changing the sun. I didn't authorize this. Take it back. Massage this. And then he followed up with a walk back. So, I don't know. It's just embarrassing. Stop
Mitch
telling me you play your own
he's
game
the
when
lead,
you do dumb shit like this.
Lead VFX artist. What is that? Visual graphics? Visual effects?
Yeah.
Oh, visual effects. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So lead visual effects artist. Yeah, that seems completely out of place for him to tweet something like that. That's why he deleted his Twitter. They said, cool, you're off Twitter, bud.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
They said, you're off Twitter or you're fired. Make the choice.
Yeah. Yep. Maybe.
So FX Reed, if you're listening to this and you would like us to interview you, since you've been fired by Activision, go to the dropshot.com, send us an email, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Get that scheduled.
Casey at the dropshot.com, Tanner at the dropshot.com. We'll get that cooking. Get that cooking. So, anyways. Great job, Reed. I don't support fucking bullying poor employees like this, by the way, but it is kind of funny. It is kind of
speaking
funny.
of bullying, that'll lead us into this last topic here.
Yeah, okay. Floor is
Any
yours.
bullies?
Any bullies? Go ahead.
Okay, so this is a blog post from Call of Duty. We're going to just read a lot of this, right? Because it's funny.
Okay, cool. Great.
Or maybe
allies,
it's not.
Of course.
Maybe it's not funny, but it's...
There are some funny elements.
We'll just talk about it.
Yeah.
So Call of Duty put out a blog. An update on Call of Duty anti-toxicity progress report. Change that title for sure.
I feel like
they said some shit, blah, blah. We are focused on making positive steps forward and creating the best fans in the world. Over the last 12 months of Warzone, Cold War, MW, Call of Duty Mobile, we have banned over 350,000 accounts for racist names. That's fake news. I see racist names every single time I play Warzone. True. Or toxic behavior based on player submitted reports. What information do they have there, by the way? Player submitted reports. So if none of us like somebody and we just keep reporting him 10 times that he said something racist, this guy is getting his account permanently banned because I reported him.
Probably.
Great system,
Probably.
Activision. Always thinking ahead, using your brain.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
In an extensive review of our player name database, which is, of course, fake news as well, they've deployed new in-game filters to catch potentially offensive usernames, clan tags, or profiles, implement a new technology to filter potentially offensive text chat. I haven't seen any of this. I don't know when this was implemented, but it's just entirely not true. Yeah. They've done this across 11 languages, blah, blah.
Okay.
They're, trying to approach and address hate speech, racism, sexism, harassment. They're going to continue to increase their efforts in the following areas. More resources to support detection and enforcement.
Of hate speech.
of hate speech.
I would love
Not
detection
no.
and enforcement
Yeah,
on some other topics, but sure.
You guys are thinking this is anti-cheat? No, this is about racism because Activision is stopping racism, of course.
Yeah, they're
so
ending racism. Yeah.
breaking news, Bobby Kotick has ended racism. Additional monitoring and back-end technology, scrubbing databases to bring systems up to current standards. That's the most vague sentence I've ever read in my life.
Oh, of course.
Let's go over that. Let's read that one more time. Scrubbing databases to bring systems up to current standards. Awesome. Great sentence. Consistent.
Anything. That's such a good point.
Consistent and fair review of enforcement policies. Again, that means nothing. Increased communication with the community, which they actually have been doing in all aspects. So that's the only true thing they've said on this. This is just a start. Addressing this is an ongoing commitment that we will not waver from. We look forward to making progress on this front and coming together with you to share in the fun and joy of playing together. Thank you, Call of Duty.
You know what's not fun and enjoyable about playing Call of Duty, Tanner? Dying to cheaters. You know, I understand that racial epithets, homophobic slurs, and the like are not fun and exciting, and I'm with Activision in stopping those things. That is all well and good. I don't like seeing fucking N-bomb usernames either. Okay? Not great. However, more toxic than that is cheaters. I mean,
as being, you know, if you're on the other end of getting called a racial term in Call of Duty, that's not great. But you know what? You don't want to die to cheaters all day either, right?
Yeah. You know what? Let's do a poll. Let's do a little Twitter poll. If you're not a white piece of shit like Tanner and I want you guys to weigh in. Would you rather be called a slur of some kind that could perhaps apply to you, or die to a cheater in Warzone? Which would you prefer happen to you? Now, as a white piece of shit, I have no standing here. I mean, you could call me some like bog trotter or something, or some Mick, but I don't care. So my answer is this: as a oppressed, excuse me, minority class and an ally, of course, ally tag in the Twitch channel, obviously. I will say this: I'd rather be called slurs and epithets against my people, the Irish people, who deserve all of it, by the way, it's a joke, then die to someone using an iron sight FAMAS in single fire because they're boating their ass off and headshotting me all the time. The second is certainly more toxic and conducive to a negative gameplay experience for me than racial epithets would be. So let me know. Let us know, guys. Let us know your thoughts. Would you rather be called, you know, or perhaps, or die to a cheater in Warzone?
Yeah.
So I know my answer. Call me whatever you want. I'll meet you.
Gaming Boomer made a great point, by the way. Cheaters cause all of this because cheaters are contributing to this, because when somebody dies to a cheater, they're getting so mad they're just yelling racial slurs into their microphone. So breaking news, Activision, you want to stop hate speech? Remove cheaters from the game. Implement an anti-cheat. People won't be nearly as mad anymore, right?
Such an excellent point, dude. True.
Oh man.
True. Yeah. I mean,
there
look,
we go. We've solved it for them. We've solved racism.
We've solved racism and anti-cheat. Yes.
Yeah. Both in one. Yeah. It was that simple. Was that hard, Activision? We did it.
Just make an anti-cheat. Racism will disappear.
Just make an anti-cheat forehead.
Yeah. No, look. This is good that they're doing this, in all seriousness. But it is unironically more important that you figure out the cheating absolute catastrophe in your game than doing this. I don't know. Maybe I'm a white piece of shit for thinking that, which is entirely true, I guess. I don't know. But I can mute people. I can turn off all voice comms. I can block people. I don't think I can hide offensive usernames. So maybe it's not totally avoidable, even if someone's being a cunt. But unlike all of those tools that I have to not encounter bad speech, I have no tools to not encounter cheaters. They don't exist. They simply don't exist. So
Yeah.
I think the cheating problem is actually way more worthy of a devotion of resources than this. Now, that begs the question, why are they doing this? Do they not realize that an anti-cheat is more important than an anti-toxicity progress report? Well, of course they know that anti-cheat's more important. The reason they did this is for brownie points, and they don't have to actually do any work.
And they're not doing anything.
And by the way, they're not supporting oppressed peoples. They're fucking Activision. Remember when people were speaking out against all the firings at Blizzard? How about all the Hong Kong protests? Well, now if you're oppressed, but you're getting into my pockets, well, now there's no anti-toxicity progress report, is there?
Yeah.
Where's the anti-toxicity? Hey, where's the anti-Tiananmen Square progress report? Right? There isn't one, because you're getting paid buckets full of cash from your Chinese investors and consumers. And good for you. Do business with China. I don't fucking care. Make your money. But this is so transparent. Just hypocritical nonsense dog shit where they say they're against oppression, but they're not. They're against oppression unless it misaligns with their business interests, and then they're happy to contribute to oppression by banning people from, Hearthstone official events when they say free Hong Kong or solidarity with Hong Kong or something.
Yeah.
So don't for a second let an anti-toxicity progress report that was written up by an intern in 15 minutes trick you into thinking that they give a flying fuck about any of the shit they're saying. They don't. They're trying to get easy brownie points without having to spend any money or do any work. That's why they're doing dumb shit like this instead of an anti-cheat. And it's very obvious. Very obvious. And it's very cringe, by the way.
Yeah. So and it's like, if they wanted to stop these things from happening, they would literally have to remove voice chat from the game and text chat. That's what they have to do. And, remove them both entirely, and then people can't be racist anymore. That's what it's going to take. So it's not going to happen.
Yeah. And unironically, I'm dead serious. This is going to sound like a joke. Another thing that would help is if there was an anti-cheat, then there wouldn't be millions of people filing reports every day for cheaters. And what that would mean is you would get to the reports that are for offensive usernames more quickly, and you could ban them more quickly. So we imagine there's a pie of reports. 90% of those reports are for cheaters, and then 10% are for offensive language.
Yeah.
If you had an anti-cheat, then it would be like 50-50. That means you could get to banning the people with offensive usernames or saying dumb shit much more quickly, and that would actually be doing something against toxicity, having an anti-cheat, unironically. I know Tanner kind of joked about that earlier, but that's actually true. You have fewer people reporting for cheating, so you could get to the, cunts who have shit names and ban them sooner. So.
Yep. And I saw racist clan tags. Literally, we were playing last week. There was a few that I saw. There was like there was like a Hitler one. And there were some other very racial ones. So
yeah, the classics.
Yeah, whatever they pretend that they're doing, they're not. So
agreed.
Here's the thing. If you don't want racism, probably just don't go on the internet, actually. Or just, try to mute everything. But that's not going to stop the names.
Yep. Yeah. Which sucks. I mean, I think it's pretty fucking cringe. Honestly.
Oh, it's super cringe.
Obviously. But, yeah. It would be a somewhat futile enterprise, even if they were actually trying to do anything, which I doubt they're doing. They're just trying to get brownie points. So, anyway, other than that, Tanner, anything else you wanted to talk about this evening?
Nope.
All right, motherfuckers. That's
Jeez.
it. We're going to do a gameplay breakdown shortly here of Young Sage Legacy. Sage, if you're in chat, by the way, let us know. If you want to be in voice, you can be. Just let us know. We're going to be starting pretty shortly here. But first, reminder, thedropshot.com. It's your home for everything related to this abysmal disaster of a podcast. You can find links to all of our shit there. The Discord, the Twitter, the TikTok. Well, you can't find that. It's at the Dropshot Pod. We're working on it. We haven't gotten a reply. And Patreon, among other things. YouTube, whatever. Patreon.com/thedropshot. Best way to support the program. $5 a month. You get 4 bonus eps per month. It's the best way to support us for us, and it's also the best for you because we offer pretty much all of our bonus content through Patreon. All of our bonus content is through Patreon, actually. So if you want to support the show, if you want to get some bonus episodes, weekly hangouts, a lot of shit, actually, just check out the website. We are 100% funded by our dear, dear patrons. We're getting more and more every month, and it bears repeating. We really, really, really fucking appreciate all of you guys. Whether you're new or... Well, if you're new, awesome, and thanks. But if you've been here a long time, you're even better. And we really appreciate you. With a direct relationship to how long you've been a patron, right? So it's kind of a joke. But for real, thank all of you guys. Much appreciated. Hope you enjoyed. Thedropshot.com. Join the fucking Discord. All that. You guys know the vibes. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Have an excellent fucking evening, of course. And as always, remember, Activision solved racism. Also, stay humble.
Stay humble.